Hey everybody, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel. TammyTalks here. Let's go ahead and talk Bel-Air Season 1, Episode 7, Paybacks of... Alright? If you're brand new to my channel, I do breakdowns on various TV shows, both scripted and reality, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every recap. So, if you enjoy that type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel, thumbsing up the video if you enjoyed this particular piece of content, and hopping into the comment section so we can go ahead and talk about this episode. So, the episode starts off with Uncle Phil talking to Will and basically letting him know, I know you're getting closer to Lisa. You know that her father is Chief Wilkes. And because of everything that's going on right now, I'm going to need you to just kind of keep your space. Don't want you to like overshare about really why you're here. On the flip, Lisa's in the car with her dad, and he's giving her the same speech about I need you to stay away from the Banks family, while asking if she knows why Will is really here from Philly. So it's a little Romeo and Juliet type situation where their families do not want them to be together, at least during the election. Meanwhile, Will and Lisa are still sneaking around. And they're together now, and they want to make sure that they keep it a secret from everybody. But they do want to tell Carlton because they don't want Carlton to be blindsided for any reason. Will and Carlton are starting to get more uneven ground, so we don't want to cause we don't want to make it worse than it needs to be between them. So we see Hillary, all right? Now, remember last episode, Hillary was catching hell because she needed to create some content. So she dressed up in like a little negligee and she was going to do like a sexy cooking video. She recorded it herself, but she herself never posted it. So one of the other influencers that live in the house was like, we had a bet. We didn't think he was going to post a video. She was like, I didn't. So Kylo, who is the head influencer who owns the influencer house, posted the video. He has cameras everywhere watching everything they do. And because of that, he owns that particular footage. So no matter whether or not they want something posted, if Kylo wants it posted, Kylo is going to post it. So Hillary feels a way about that because she wasn't even sure she even really wanted to put that out there like that. So Uncle Phil he's meeting with Dwayne Martin, who is the campaign manager, and he has to start putting some of his own money into the campaign because he's losing some donors from his Black Lives Matter and defund the police tirade he went on at the skating rink. So Vivian is like, we need to take a step back and let's think about this. And Phil was like, well, I mean, this is kind of what we need to do. So Dwayne Martin was on some, should I move the money back? And like basically dimed him out, kind of like, so let's just cut the chase. I know that you got the money and you moved it already. You know that you moved the money already. Let's just go ahead and do it. So Vivian has an issue with that. So she was like, so when were you going to even tell me? Was like, were you asking me or were you just telling me? He said, well, I moved it from my account. I said, oh, now we show account, Phil? Don't do that, Uncle Phil. Don't do that, Uncle Phil. So she feels a way about that because it's mad disrespectful. If you were going to just take it and do what you want to do with it in the first place, why are you even bringing it up to me now? You know what I mean? Like, what was the purpose of that altogether? So we then see Carlton. Carlton is stinking it up on the field while playing lacrosse. No. Lacrosse is a brand. While playing lacrosse, and his teammates are coming down on him talking about you keep playing like that, we're gonna lose. And then Connor's racist self was like, yeah, well, that's the one sport they can't take from us. But I mean, this is also the same man that had Carlton just dancing and shit, dancing and moving like it wasn't a big deal while he was basically saying nigga, 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 nigga. So like, Carlton, why are you surprised by anything that he says? He has already showed you the type of dude that he is, a racist one. So Carlton gets mad, so that he gets back into the game. They're scrimmaging and practicing. Carlton goes in. I don't know anything about lacrosse, but somehow Connor gets tackled and he's on the ground screaming about his arm or his wrist, and now Carlton done broke his wrist. Now you done messed up, probably one of the top players. But that's what happens when you start talking out your ass, Connor. Learn from this. So Carlton is upset because he feels like he's being iced out by everybody. He's now the guy that attacked Connor. And Will tells him, yeah, welcome to how I felt. I didn't fit in with anybody either. I had to create my own friendship, empire. That's what you need to do. I have the best thing for you. So Carlton kind of apologizes and tells him, the way that I was treating you and the way that I was helping everybody else treat you wasn't cool. And he's like, on some, I super duper really apologize for everything that I was doing. How I handled this, it shouldn't have went on. Will would say, don't even worry about it. I'm gonna get you right. So they decide they're gonna just throw a party. They're calling people. Will is getting the basketball team, the cheerleaders, and then Carlton is like, I have the chess team and the drama team. I said, all right. So Hillary's showing Aunt Viv her video. And Aunt Viv was like, you did take the footage. So basically, she wants her dad to come. She wants Uncle Phil to come help her out. And Aunt Viv tells her, now look, yeah, your dad is going to come rushing out. He's going to buy you out of the contract. He's going to make sure that everything that is like completely taken care of for you. Or you can try to fix it yourself and have that satisfaction of knowing that you rescued yourself and you got yourself out of this wreck. So that's exactly what Hillary decides to do. So while that is going on, she leaves. Phil is kind of asking Vivian like what she has going on and like apologizing again for what happened with the money situation. She tells him that's fine. I'm on my way to San Diego. She is going to like some type of art fair. So he was like, when were you going to tell me that? She said, I just did. Because that's how we do things, right? We just do. I said, okay, petty boots. Love it. I love to see a good petty moment. So Phil's away. And he's meeting up with Jeffrey in his office. And Jeffrey tells him to kind of look at Reed's he did some research on Reed and to look at his itinerary. He'll be in San Diego at the same conference as well. And then he tells him to look into, even though I know that you trust Vivian, look into Reed's reputation. Look at what he's doing. So apparently he's probably like some type of womanizer and he probably sleeps around a lot. So we have Aunt Viv and Reed and they're talking over a bottle of champagne about this, I think it was like an apprenticeship that would have her kind of on tour on the East Coast, taking her art, doing an installation, and like really getting herself out there to promote herself. Viv doesn't have the same confidence that she once had. Like, she's good. The painting that we saw her do was really good, but she just doesn't have that same confidence. It could be because of age. It could be because how long it's been since she's like really worked on her craft, or it could just be just an underlying insecurity that she's always had. So while they're talking about what would the apprenticeship entail, Phil comes in. Meanwhile, Phil comes in and he blocks and it's all, y'all got the good stuff here, okay? So he comes in and she's kind of looking like, the hell are you doing here? So it's not a matter of him not trusting his wife. He doesn't trust Reed, which in turn means you don't trust your wife, Phil. I hate when people say that. If there were two people involved and you tell me, it's not that I don't trust you, Tammy, I don't trust the people you're with, that means you don't trust me to make good decisions myself. You know what I mean? So Hillary is back at the house. She's in charge. And she is showing them kids, like, nope, don't go upstairs. Nope, you need to don't do this. Stay away from that. Like, kind of keeping an eye on the party so it doesn't get out of hand. Carlton thinks the party is whack. It's not a lot of people there. Will, on the other hand, is like, give it time. It'll be fine. Like, we're going to get the juices going. Jazz shows up because he's supposed to kind of help DJ, I guess. But he ends up kind of wanting to hang out with Hillary, who low key likes him back as well. So back up in San Diego, Uncle Phil calls out Reed while they're talking, and it's like, so I heard you have quite the reputation. What about this lady, this lady, this lady? They're all young and upcoming artists. Where are they at now? How's their work going? And basically just trying to make it seem as if he's just sleeping with these women. So Reed tells him, well, we can't believe everything we Google now, can we? He said, I do enjoy a woman, a beautiful woman, over a glass of wine. He said, but Vivian, what we have going on is purely business. I like her art. And he didn't let Viv know that they're almost ready for your interview. So, and Viv walks away because now you don't, for one, you don't cock blocked her, Phil. Two, you done embarrassed her twice because now you look like you don't trust her and like you're kind of on some babysitting type shit with her. So she's a little upset with you. A lot of bit upset. Meanwhile, back at the party, Lisa comes. And Will and Lisa are talking about how they really need to tell Carlton, but he wants to kiss her, and it's like, no, somebody might see, so it's going well enough for them. Meanwhile, Carlton is talking to a nice little brown-skinned girl from school, and she's like, you are so much more cooler than your reputation. And so he was like, what's my rep? She said, oh, that you're a sellout. I said, well, damn. And Carlton gets mad. He's like, oh, so because I don't like the typical things that you guys like. And she was like, well, it really comes down to the fact that you don't even try to really get down with black people. You're not even a part of the BSU. You don't try to rock with us. You haven't befriended us. It's not a matter of you wanting to, do whatever you want to do. If you like lacrosse, you like lacrosse. Everybody black don't have to hoop or play football. But, you don't even try to rock with us. You could, at the very least, Carlton, be in the BSU. And for those of y'all don't know, Black Student Union. So Carlton kind of gets offended and just, walks away. Don't be mad because she just called you out. She just put your shit right in your face, and you can't take it. So Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv are back in the hotel room. And she said, we're going to have a radical truth moment. And she said that she does enjoy spending time with Reed, but not because she's attracted to him. It's because he is attracted to her art. He makes her feel seen with her art. He encourages her. And she said that everybody has been asking her when she's going to get back into her art, but you, Philip. And he just kind of looks like, okay. He then tells her, let's not forget this was your choice to step away from the art. I never told you to. She said no, but you also never encouraged me to do it. So Vivian was kind of overwhelmed with the 3 kids and the art and, doing stuff around the house and then, trying to juggle it all. She feels that Philip should have kind of stepped up more and reassured her that, what, you can do it. I'll help out more with what I need to, just encourage her to keep going, keep going, keep going. And she tells him, that he should have done more to support. I'm going to just wrap up their whole scene. He should have done more to support her overall. So she said the saving of me that you thought that you were doing a couple minutes ago, I needed you to do 15 years ago. I said, damn. That was deep. That was deep. Back at the house, we see Hillary and Jazz kiss. And I said, oh, I hope they're going to have them get together. I like when the show is being kind of parallel with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But I also do like the differences that they're making, like how they're going off the beaten trail with the show as well, too. So they decide that they're going to go approach Kyle at a club because she wants him to take down the video. Jazz is on ready. He's on go. So he's going to go with her. They get there and Hillary is now dubbed the Thirsty Chef. So Her engagement is up. People are noticing her in the club. Kylo tells her, you know what? I didn't know that you would be that offended. I was just trying to help you. But, Victoria's Secret did want to meet with you. So Hillary goes and meets up with the Victoria's Secret reps. And it just kind of tells Jazz, we can just keep the video up for a little bit longer, and tells him to go get some drinks. So Jazz kind of feels away because Hillary is really about to sell her soul for the price of fame. So meanwhile, Lisa is going up to Will's room so that she can charge her phone. And she's like, I have never been up here. So she asks him, what's the real reason that you're here in Bel-Air and you left Philly? Will had that talk with Uncle Phil earlier, so he's not really trying to give up too much information. And Will is smart. We know that. Will is both street smart and book smart. So he knows when he's being played. And while Lisa might not be doing it purposely, like subconsciously, that's what Will is thinking. Oh, you're really trying to trap me. So down at the party, Carlton's having a terrible ass time because, the little black girl done embarrassed him. And Connor and the lacrosse team show. Why I keep saying lacrosse? Connor and the lacrosse team show up. And Carlton was excited because he didn't know they were coming. He tells Connor, you need to apologize for all the racist shit that you have said. Be it about the Mexican kids, the Asian kids, the black kids. And everybody's looking at Connor like, oh, what, you racist? On what? Acting like they didn't know. Connor says that Carlton is being sensitive. And it's like, the party is whack. We're going to go back to my house. Nobody wants to go with him. So Connor's pissed. So Connor skedaddles. And he kind of tells Carlton, it ain't over. It ain't over. And I kind of felt like you should have knew then that he was gonna cause some bullshit for you. But Carlton don't have the street smarts of it all. That's the real issue. So Lisa is upstairs talking to Will and tells him that her real name is Beulah, and keeping in line with the original. And then Will tells her that he came to Bel-Air for a better education. He said that his aunt and uncle presented an opportunity for him. He took them up on the offer and came out here. She thinks uprooting yourself and going clear across the country, leaving behind your life and everything you've ever known, is so super big and brave. The two of them begin to kiss, they have a moment, and then they ultimately have the sex. Meanwhile, back at the hotel, Uncle Phil wants them to go for a drive to clear their head. Vivian said, I think you need to go home. She says she is going to save herself now. So she goes back down to the bar. She meets up with Reed, and they talk about her going on that arts apprenticeship. And I said, this is not going to look the best when your husband is running for DA, and you are now clear across the country trying to jumpstart your career again. That's going to look away. Hillary goes back over to the bar where Jazz is and tells him that Victoria's Secret offered her $15,000 a post. She's going to just do it for a couple of months so she gets her engagement up, gets her following up. Then she can flip the script and start doing the type of content that she really wants to do. Jazz said he didn't think she would sell her soul. And she tells him, well, you don't understand Instagram. You just got it a couple weeks ago. He said, I understand enough to want to ride down here to roll out with you to try to, save your content. She tells him, well, then fine, damn, I'll give you some gas money. And in that moment, he was like, all right, bet, forget it. So now you done lost a friend. And I just feel like Hillary is getting so caught up. I really wish she would have just stayed in the pool house where she was, kept working on her stuff, kept building her content organically the way that she really wanted to without having to sell her soul and her body to try to get viewership. There are so many other ways that she could have went about that, because while you're doing that, nobody is paying attention to what you're cooking. Literally nobody. So then, Carlton is walking through looking for Will because he's so happy that he put Connor in his place. So he gets a text from Connor that there will be some more guests coming in a moment. Meanwhile, upstairs, Will and Lisa are post-sex and they're cuddling and it's cute and all this other type of stuff. And then I don't care who knows, you my girl, you my man. Like just having a little moment to themselves. All of a sudden, Carlton is looking for them and he looks up at the bedroom. So he's assuming that Will must be up there. Meanwhile, the police come into the house, ask whose residence it is. Carlton tries to say it's his, but of course, racism. So because Carlton is a certain shade, they don't believe him. Will sees the lights outside, so him and Lisa go downstairs. He wants Lisa to stay upstairs so her father doesn't find out that she's there. But she's like, I can help. So when they get downstairs, Lisa tells when they get downstairs, Lisa tells the cop, Lisa tells the cop, my dad is Chief Wilkes. He wants to talk to you. So hands him the phone, and so they clear out the party. But all Carlton sees is Will and Lisa coming from the bedroom upstairs, and now he's getting ready to feel away, and now they about to start beefing again because the one thing that he has asked you to do, Will, is to stay away from Lisa. That is his ex, who he is clearly not over yet. And while I get it, she has moved on, the fact that y'all are cousins makes it worse. But that has been Bel-Air, y'all. I still really, really, really enjoy the show. I think it's really good. I think people that are so stuck on comparing it to the original, y'all are missing out on a really good show instead of just enjoying the show for what it is. But if you have not already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thumbs up the video. Hop in the comment section, y'all. Let's talk about this. Catch y'all in the next one.